XP lane, as well as like a Baksha, your Akai. It's almost a thing of the past now, right? You can really feel the lack of damage, the scarcity of damage from the side of Team Liquid Echo. And this is not only game number 2, this was also evident in game number 1. Maybe a 4 protect 1 strat just can't work in the meta game that we have right now.
I got the pleasure to interview Carl TZ in Sanford the other day, or like, you know, a few days before, and I asked Carl TZ what meta is his favorite. He told me M2. Back when he can play the assassin, so we need to channel Carl TZ's M2 days if they want to stay in this tournament, because match point.
Well, now we're in the draft. Team Liquid Echo is going to be blue side. Falcons AP-BREN is on the red side. The Link, as well as the Charizla, has been banned out. Falcons AP-BREN, banning out a chip is a must. But looking at how the stage has been set up, Luyi is just an option.
Well, Valentin as well. I want to give that up. It's going to be Harith, probably a Roger. If this is a Roger ban from FCAP, that means TLPH will think between Luyi as well as Moskov, right?
Yep. Do they want to go for first pick Faramis if Falcons AP-BREN do go for the Roger ban?
Oh. You don't want to, because that means that Luyi can be picked up by the opposing end, which kind of deals with your shields. At the same time, that's 50-50 actually, because Faramis in a way conceptually is good versus Luyi because you kind of counter the teleports whatsoever to save your teammates. However, the light shields, extra shields is gonna be messing you up. So there is going to be the Luyi. So you go Moskov Edith if you're FCAP.
At this point, TLPH, do they... I mean, I don't know. I feel like in that draft, they just didn't have enough damage. So is this one of those situations where perhaps Carl does take a risk and maybe have a damage dealer?
I mean, that's definitely what I want to see, right? But
no,
looking at the Baksha, they go for the Yuzong, though, yeah. The Yuzong into the Arlet, that's great. That's right. If the Arlet actually does go XP, but they have a way to flex it. They also have a way to pick up the Edith. There's also a Minotaur that's still up for grabs. Great against this comp.
Yeah. In this case, you want to pick up your marksman now. Yeah, Moskov still Moskov is available, but you don't want to pick it up against the Yuzhong. Maybe you just tank up. What else are going to be picked?
Go Claude and ban Moskov?
Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice answer, if that will ever be the answer. Or maybe you pick up the Lolita as soon as possible, but that exposes your Arlet. So there it is. Claude. Makes a lot of sense here. Blitz draft happening again from TLPH and FCAP.
Yeah, so I'm expecting them to ban the Moskov now, right? Knowing that the Claude is there, but because honestly, if Liquid Echo don't ban the Lolita, I don't think they really need to care about the Natan, the carry as well. 2 good picks up against the Claude, but still, Lolita has so much more presence. We saw that just earlier, and we were talking about how Benny was really good on the carry either way, and it's kind of weird to see a carry still perform up against Lolita.
And right now, casters, are you guys watching the draft here? Because we got to talk about the Yuzong as well. One of the top 3 heroes that actually has a low win rate. But what do you guys feel when Sanford has his hands on the Yuzong?
Look, it's always good to see Sanford on something that he's comfortable with, but I think as of right now, TLPH, they need to go wild and crazy. They need to throw everything at FCAP right here, right now.
And they're off to a great start. Again, putting his signature hero on him, the human calculator, the Apex Predator, can actually be more than just a response to Liquid Echo's movements. He can actually start fights. That's what I'm looking for here.
Okay. I think with the Kaja, they have to ban, the Moskov over the carry.
Yeah, they're not scared of the carry because they have the Arlet, so that you can displace him as well as Julian.
They're not really tanky.
They're not really. Nathan is okay, but then again, that's like Baksha Nathan, which you don't have this combo because that's mainly magic. I believe FCAP will reveal their mid lane now.
Let's talk about JP as well. JP says he's looking forward to TLPH going out against FCAP because he doesn't care who else is on the other side. NIP Flash, SRG, doesn't matter because it's going to be either these 2 teams that's going to win MSC.
Ooh, that's some spice right there. The Lilia
Nathan Florin. This is Nathan Florin, I think, for TLPH.
That's so super scaling though, right?
Yep, and at the same time, it's a quarter lineup that we know that they are the only team that can actually...
Minotaur.
That they can actually play, but Minotaur. Also sustain.
So right now, looking at a draft here, Falcons, AP-BREN, casters, what do you guys think is going to be the last pick here? You guys feel like Julian going to be jungle again?
Novaria, yeah, Julian jungle.
I'm personally thinking that this could be a Julian jungle situation all over again, right? Strong team fight from TLPH, but the only problem is they don't have a disengage mechanic, but the same can be said about FCAP.
Yep, I think you got to put a burst on few here so that the rest of the sustain is neutralized. Make these fights quick and dirty.
Or they could make it even longer. Maybe with a Faramis pick here for Few. Signature pick for him. They can try to bait out some of the resources, big ones, from Liquid Echo, and then prolong that skirmish with the Edith, with the Claude,
How about
the Julian.
Okay.
All right.
Julian mid.
Bold.
Julian mid again, but again, we've seen it work. Now we have the Nolan. Nolan going up against the Baxia. Again, for our casters, I hope you guys are ready because this could be the final game of this match, or it could be the start of reverse sweep. With that being said, we're throwing it over to our casters.
A fight to remember between two combat masters. Be like water or sting like a bee. This is going to be a match for everybody to remember who is going to be the best and, as stated, to win it all at MSC.
Again, like true masters of the game, no one is shook, no one is panicking. They are just adjusting slightly the strategies to go for the best results possible. Victory.
Well, with that being said, match point currently for Falcons AP-BREN as we head into the land of Dawn. Spawn points have been set and players are moving out. It's going to be TLPH on blue side up against Falcons AP-BREN on the red.
I'm loving how still they remain quick and dirty with their lineup, even if we did get the whole Julian jungle wrong. They just sent him in mid, same amount of burst, and then put a Nolan in the jungle. Ooh. Flicker out by Few.
I mean, this is a similar situation to what we saw in game number 1. They get that early trade against Few to play in this mid lane, get an early battle spell, but all of a sudden they get punished, and maybe it's going to come through their jungle in Kyle TZ. With that being said, guys, starting on July 24th, it's the female pro players' time to shine. Catch the MLBB Women's Invitational 2024, where 12 teams from 11 regions break barriers and redefine esports.
Super Marco catches a few beads there. Oh no, Kyle TZ put down a 10th of his health. Carl TZ looking for him. The answer from Ogwin. JP topping up Carl. Again, this is very reminiscent of game number 2. In comes Ogwin. There's the knock-up, looking for the kill. Benny Cutie draws first blood. Carl TZ hunting. Finds a 1. That's JP down. Super Marco puts them all back through 1 for 1.
Man, I can't believe Few actually was capable of participating in that fight, and they got away with it as well, right? As for mention, you know, Kyle TZ, he makes things happen, he gets the kill. But at the same time, if Few was level 3, it could have been even cleaner, and yet he just teetered on the edge.
Let's look at the XP lane. Again, I'm expecting a lot to come from both FCAP-TZ and Sanford here. FCAP-TZ just allowing for this freeze to happen. Not so sure if he knows that Carl TZ is just around the corner. Turtle coming up in a few seconds from now. Real quick, a look at the emblems.
Based off of the emblems here, I'm rather surprised because Few is one of the few people that I would have imagined would like to have the lethal ignition, but now that he's in lane, it kind of changes the dynamic a little, right? Having the Impure Rage is actually not a bad idea, right? Especially when you can start chunking out some of the bigger members very, very slowly, but honestly consistent.
Oh, look at this duel up top, like Rock and Cena going at it. Oh no, down bottom, let's switch it up. Turtle already started the flicker in by Flap. No one home. Down goes Few. Sanford coming in. The Black Dragon form down to the Dragonoid. Flap looking to burst him down. Primordial Wrath already set in. Kyle TZ pushing them through. Down goes JP. Down goes Carl. Ogun finds him. Even 40's gonna fall. Marco finds him. 3 for 1 the trade. Falcons AP-BREN.
A good rotation from the side of Falcons AP-BREN. Honestly, really split on that fight. Benny QT is still going to be able to get entire gold plating in the meantime, so it's not the end of the world, but 3 to 4, baby. This is getting, wait, hold up.
Uh-oh. Benny did get a lot of bank there. I wonder if Ogwin's gonna get away.
I mean, Flap's nearby.
Carl TZ, no one knocked up, and that's enough to help the disengage.
Yep, and here we go. The diversion's coming out, and Few might say no to this. Oh, they get out just in time, making sure that Carl TZ is catching up with tempo, especially against a hyper-mobile assassin like Kyle on a Nolan.
All right, Bakshi Unity is quick. Divergence faster.
Way faster.
He was going to get there anyways, so this is a small economic advantage for Falcons AP-BREN, and Carl TZ is going off of the momentum from game number 2. Honestly, he did well in the first maybe 2/3 of that game, up until they were just starting to force fights. Now, they got their eyes on the prize. They're still maintaining their priority and rotating much faster than Falcons AP-BREN can respond, but Man, Falcons AP-BREN just always know how to welcome Liquid Echo, even if they are man down.
Well, I think also because Falcons AP-BREN, they always listen. Everybody can technically be a shot caller, and more importantly, whoever has the lead should be the one they're playing around. I think that Falcons AP-BREN are listening to Kyle. Hey, I'm going to be ending up on this side of the map. Can we make anything happen by the time I get there?
And here, Carthes is caught out by Ogwin. Sanford comes through as well. The answer, the final slash. Ogwin down to a 10th of his health, flickering on back. That's a Black Dragon form spent by Sanford just to disengage. That's a turtle coming up in half a minute.
Yeah, but that's also his Petrify as well, right? That's pretty big. No Black Dragon form, doesn't have the Petrify. By the time the next turtle spawns, he's not going to have many resources to really try to make things happen, right? So he's going to depend on JP's Minoan and Fury to set things up. At the end of the day, right, Benny QT still needs plenty of time to scale, and
what? Minoan and Fury used to disengage. Oh, it's just a close call.
It's a close call, but it's a huge win for Falcons AP-BREN.
Oh, blazing the wet by Super Marco right in Benny Cutie's face. Answered with the entropy. Super Marco overheating. Kyle TZ coming through, gets caught out. Benny Cutie goes down, taken up by Ogwin, but Kyle TZ falls as well. I don't think Ogwin's gonna survive this. No, sir. That will help him get through. Vengeance in, but Sanji gets a double kill. The mid lane genius. Another one off camera. What happened to Few?
I think he may have walked up too far and got punished, but then how did he die?
Where was the damage coming from?
I mean, Sanford killed him at the end of the day, right? And he didn't have his Petrify, like we mentioned, and doesn't have the Black Dragon form. Maybe he used the Black Dragon form. It's tough to say. At this point, we were too focused on the top side of the map.
At the drop of a hat, suddenly Liquid Echo have turned it on Falcons AP-BREN. They're up by 1,000 gold. They pushed up top, and they took the second turtle. What happened?
Well, man, looks like it could have been a mistake from Few's side. Hopefully we catch a replay of it later down the line. But for the time being, Benny QT, he's scaling up at a pretty, honestly, a decent rate compared to the first two games, right? He's got the Starlium Scythe. He already has second item Starlium Scythe, first item Feather of Heaven, and I think the rest of the team at this point in time are just slowly catching up. The important thing here is that Falcons AP-BREN, every time I call it, hey, no resources on Sanford, they got to target JP. Instantly, they attack JP.
Yeah, Benny Cutie's eating good, and I think you can do that calculation on the roamers, but as soon as the rest of Liquid Echo come in and crash through, in true Liquid Echo Express fashion, they just run through what's left of Falcons AP-BREN. So this is an interesting turn of events already. Carl TZ picking up the Brute Force Breastplate. Sanford sent down back bottom to clear the wave. And we are going to get into a pause real quick, try to figure out what's going on.
All right, let's see. Well, luckily we still have our marshals up on the stage ready to go and deal with these tech issues and help out these players as soon as possible. Don't worry, guys. We will get it done as fast as we can. In the meantime, it does give us a little bit of time to kind of like honestly deliberate on the way that they're playing, right? Because now we're seeing that TLPH, they're going down to, you know what? If we can't micro together as a team, let's break them apart and take them down individually, right? Maybe we can out-mechanic them 1v1.
Which is not how you want to face off against Liquid Echo. TLPH, I'd say maybe as a close second, the whole Marco Benny situation, they're all just mechanically ahead of their counterparts. So you don't want to go 1v1 with them.
I mean, they'll take honestly, they'll take the scraps, right? Give them a couple of pennies. Next thing you know, they've already made $1 million business off of it, right? It's just so easy to do when you're that talented. And I think it's really knowing the extent of that talent for the slight advantages. I give 1 penny to one side, 2 pennies to the other. Hey, man, I ain't touching the guy with 2 pennies.
And that adds up. That adds up. So far in game 1 and 2, it's been clear who gets 2 pennies from Falcons AP-BREN. Now, after that turnaround, TLPH, Carl TZ has always been in the zone. Carl TZ has always been up front. But I like how all the other members of the cavalry are actually catching up.
I mean, they are catching up, but Carl, he's gone into that meditative state, and that's a scary thing to see, especially coming from the young GOAT. You don't know what else is in his mind. He could be playing out every situation possible. He could be thinking about, like me, as a jungler, what can I do to set up the best situation possible for our team?
Even deeper than that, me as the leader of this squad, me as the flag bearer of our team, of this beautiful esport. Like, there's a lot going on through Carl TZ's mind.
Man, honestly, I hope that he does have a Kit Kat one of these days, because he needs a break. You can definitely tell that the frontal lobe of his head is going to start swelling the more and more people put the pressure on him. But he's the GOAT, and that's why he can skull it and handle it.
And now I think we are back into the game. Once more, game number 3. Slight advantage over to Liquid Echo. Again, 1,000 and change between them. This is Falcons AP-BREN chance to regroup. They gotta make sure that whatever happened about 2 minutes ago should not happen again.
Let's look at the build so far, because right now Carl TZ is actually going for quite a greedy build with the Brute Force Breastplate. He wants to be able to kind of keep up with pace, but more importantly, getting in and out of these fights is going to help a lot when you have the extra movement speed.
Yep, looking at the build on Few right now. First up, the Genius one. So that is incremental advantage. The more you keep hitting, the more you deal more damage. And Falcons AP-BREN, I'm not so sure if they have the time to do that. With how fast Liquid Echo just, you know, at the drop of a dime, crash in. Oh, here's a push coming through. Benny Cutie gets in with the entropy. JP catches Few, dashing through with the flicker. Oh, Few's gonna die.
Okay, I mean, Few, he needed a couple more seconds, but now at the turtle, it's all up to Carl.
Oh, Turtle here at a 10th of his health.
Oh!
Carl TZ secures. Down goes Flap TZ. Marco blazing duet away. Carl stopping him right in his tracks. Another entropy from Benny. Down goes Marco. 3-4-0. Never doubt him. Best in the world.
Carl TZ does not miss on these retributions.
Oh no.
And they're gonna pull him over the finish line. They're gonna pull and drag TLPH to get there. They pick up the kill on Ogwin, and now the momentum shift in the crowd. Listen to their screams.
The cavalry is alive. Make it a 4-for-1. Falcons AP-BREN left in shambles. Kyle TZ, he knows what's coming. Sanji goes into that bush via diversion. And what does that mean for the economy? Look at this, the Holy Crystal. This is Benny QT's Trinity.
Yep, and that's why they're up on that Amazon stage. Benny QT is walking around like Jeff Bezos right now. He is packed.
It's the Amazon Arena.
Yep, it is the Amazon reason for a reason. But look at him. He doesn't even care.
They're still going. Carl TZ from the flank. Flap TZ taken out. Sanford coming through. Can he stop Ogwin? The answer is yes. Down he goes. Another 2 free kills for the cavalry.
I mean, this game is starting to spiral out of control.
Oh, can Kyle dash through? He's leaving these rifts, these fractures.
Oh, no.
There's a diversion up top in that bush. Can Sanji stop him? Kyle, where are you going? He's cornered.
They need some help, Carl. He's going to put him out of his misery. Where you going, buddy? Retreats him down to the ground.
That's the shot.
And that's the shot from Sanford. This has spiraled way out of control, but despite chasing all the time wasted and bought by Kyle, look at what Falcons AP-BREN have done. They've kind of reset that mid lane. They're coming down to clean up that bot side. Sure, take our tier 2, whatever, as long as you don't extend this lead further than this.
They're crawling. All this while Liquid Echo are galloping. For every inch Falcons AP move, Liquid Echo are a mile ahead. This is amazing. This is huge. I mean, yes, economically speaking, that's what, 3K, 4K? But look at the map get in.
Unironically, this is the biggest lead we've seen from Liquid Echo in a while.
In the whole series.
Yeah. Wait. Where's the TP going? Down to the bot side?
Oh, they go ahead and, Few, ever the wily veteran, puts up a huge wave there. I mean, this is plenty for Liquid Echo to deal with, but not like it's going to cost them much. Falcons AP-BREN, they're really struggling, but every little move counts.
I could see it. I could see the PTSD in Few. I remember during the final, same thing happened, right? They took the Lord, he's trying to push, he gets caught out and dies. He's not going to make that same mistake twice in such an important series.
And just as quickly, he switches up to the top after that recall. Tries to take care of as much of the wave as possible. This is an enhanced wave. Sanji clearing out the bushes. Sanford making sure that he can catch someone with a full combo hell, maybe even just a dash in with a petrify. They are gonna push in through tier 2 up top. That's a Holy Shield still standing. What is this? There's a fight here. Ogwin flickering on out. Okay, still alive. Oh, they're gonna deny Kyle TZ his resources. What was Falcons even doing? Why are they scattered? Why are they just shifting through the map?
It's just to disrupt tempo, right? Because Falcons AP-BREN, they're not farming in this point of time. They are chasing Few down. And if Few can waste even more time, it's better for them.
Oh, there's a dash, there's a flicker, and he's still running. He's using the Wilderness Blessing to its maximum. And the dash, he didn't even need to use the Cyclone. I mean, that's reverse psychology. I know you know that I'm not going to use it, so I'm not going to use it.
Exactly.
And he gets away!
Exactly. And now he's come to a point in the game, especially with his items, that his CDR is going to make sure that he's roughly around 7 seconds per ability. If not, if I'm correct, it should be around 8. We'll double check on the items in just a little bit. But because of these motions, it gives Falcons AP-BREN an opportunity to kind of open up the opposite side of the map. They're trading vertically, technically, in terms of land masses, right? Let's cut the map directly in the the middle, there's bottom side and top side, and with what Few did, it opens up the top side.
Which is all the more amazing for a lineup such as Falcons AP-BRENs, because they don't have the Lo Yi. They have to walk through everything. They have to take everything by land, the old-fashioned way. And here we go, we see it. It's 7.
It's 7. Thank you so much, observers. Now, as we get back into this game, Sky Piercer already purchased by Kyle TZ. They're not going to let Benny QT stand and take the entire Primordial Wrath from Flap TZ again and survive.
We need to see Kyle TZ step up, or at least have him get set up. I think that's what's lacking, but that's because Liquid Echo are doing so well to protect Sanji, to protect Benny Cutie. I didn't even notice Sanji is yet to suffer a death.
Yep, he's having a perfect game right now. I mean, considering that the previous game he basically got a bronze medal for that performance in KDA, now he's like, I'm making up for it. I better get MVP by the end of this.
And he's on his way, well on his way. He's got about 30 seconds off of this flicker, an extra layer of protection. There's a Lord spawning in about 10. Flap TZ here, dueling with his TZ brother. JP coming up. Ogwin holding the line as well. It's paternal combat up in here. They're both holding on to their big ticket ults, but I don't think Falcons AP-BREN are ready to fight. They still need a little bit more farm. You're looking at a 5k gold lead for the Cavalry.
They're thinking about their children. They're thinking about their families back at home, how important it is to win this match. It's a huge chunk of money as Carl TZ zones out Kyle.
Ogwin gets caught out. That's a lot of ult spent to catch one, but I'd say it's worth it. Falcons AP-BREN are a man down as Liquid Echo work on the Lord. A third of its health, a fifth, a 10th, and that's a secure for Benny Cutie.
Well done by Liquid Echo here. Really bouncing back hard against Falcons AP-BREN. This might just be a full comeback here because it looks like Liquid Echo are awake.
6k now, the gold lead for the Cavalry. Expected to grow a little bit more as soon as this Lord spawns. Liquid Echo will attempt a 3-lane synchronized push. That's going to give Falcons AP-BREN a lot to think about. And now in hindsight, Gideon, I got to say, Falcons AP-BREN from a scale of 1 to 10 on wave clear, they're barely a 6.
It's not the greatest in the world, and definitely, yes, it's not like it's impossible to clear a wave. No, that's not what we're saying. It's just very dangerous to do so. You got to put your body in the line of fire, and if you walk up too far, Sanford could jump on you, JP could jump on you.
Benny could blast you.
And we've seen how many times Benny has blasted people with a Natan at full build. Honestly, at 3 items is usually enough.
And now he's at more, and that's scary. 14 minutes in, all waves in sync. Carl TZ like a shark in the water, just looking around, circling through this mid-tier 2. Lord with an enhanced wave up top. Super Marcos, this is what we're talking about. It's so hard for them to defend, and they're going to lose this inhibitor, maybe another. And here's the Black Dragon form just for good measure.
They want to guarantee at least one inhibitor here. They've set themselves up pretty well. They've missed the checkmate angle, but they'll create as many advantages possible for the next upcoming Lord when it does show by. Let's see a mistake by Few here.
Oh, Few dodging that Unity. They are going to be successful in defending a mid inhibitor. Bottom lane as well. Falcons AP-BREN still breathing.
It's not bad other than the fact that the inhibitor that Falcons AP-BREN decided to sacrifice was on the top side, knowing that the Lord was spawning on the top side. So this is not the worst for Falcons AP-BREN. Could have been even more collateral damage. But let's take a look at the items, right? Because now we are seeing the dire hit coming out from the important members like Few. He wants to be able to have that extra bit of kick, but it's not really going to matter until this game starts dragging just a wee bit longer.
Oh, the DG, the Divine Glaive on Benny Cutie. Flap TZ's going to feel that. Ogwin's going to feel that. It's just going to sting a little bit more for the softies for Falcons AP-BREN, and that does confirm him on full build.
He's strong. He's really, really strong. But the same can be said about Super Marco, right? He's been scaling this entire time. And the only real advantage that Benny QT has is the fact that he can just press one button to dodge the Blazing Duet in that Winds of Nature. Same can be said about Nolan, but, you know, it's kind of pick and choose your poison.
Yep. I think Falcons AP-BREN have several layers of offensive capabilities to deal with, and for some you might say that's good, is because you have options, but no, if you're behind, that makes it all the more complicated for you to find a winning angle. Liquid Echo now up by about 8,000 gold here. That's 15 to 6 on the kill score. Lord spawning up in the upper quarter, and again, luckily that's the lane that Falcons AP-BREN have to protect, but I don't think that makes this Lord easier to steal away.
All right, let's find out, because Few is just going to show himself down on bot side.
Yep, and Liquid Echo is going to secure the Lord. Sanford's going to go ahead, land on his Dragonoid form. Kyle TZ looking for targets. No one home. That's the Wind of Nature upon the Benny Cutie.
Boys.
This is a clear go-to. Few looking for the back door. The Minoan Fury coming through. The fight continues. They send Sanji home. Kyle TZ's down. Benny Cutie gets the kill. Few gets the push in. They're not letting him go home. That's a triple for Benny Cutie. And I think Few's going to lose his fight. Can Sanji get him? One more blast. There's the dance. And Sanji wins against Idol ng mga kids. And that's a wipeout. Falcons FCAP-BREN off the map. Liquid Echo on the board.
And now they're cracking up the base. They've turned it around. Oh my goodness. The cavalry finally arrived. Do you hear the rumbling of the
Liquid Stampede.